Hello, all you beautiful witches out there. It's Connie, your Southern Witch from Magic in the Work, and I am getting ready to start making my incense for my Samhain ritual kit that I'm putting together. I'm going to have some incense, some oils to help call in your ancestors, um, bath salts for ritual. So I thought I'd bring you along and show you how I make my incense in case you want to make your own. I just want to let you know, if you guys ever wonder about how I do things, where I do things, a lot of things are done here in my home if it's good work. If I have to do any darker work, I usually handle that stuff outside, so I don't want that in my home. But for this, I am very excited to bring you along. I have my head covered today. I'm veiling so that I can protect my crown chakra because I am working with a lot of spirit energy plants here. So just wanted to protect myself until I'm ready to use these herbs. I do have a lot of my my travel altar kit here that I'm using. You don't need to say it, you guys. Anyway. I have already cleansed my area, cast my circle, so I'm ready to begin. I'm going to talk to you a bit about some of the herbs that we're going to be using and why we're using them. And I just want to tell you my kitchen smells absolutely amazing right now. I did do some pre-prep work to kind of help things along so that you didn't have to hear the grinder and me working in the pestle and mortar for an hour, and so let's get started, okay? So first things first, I like to use either copal or frankincense when I am making my incense. Okay. Now today I'm using copal, and copal is it's a resin off of the copal tree. It grinds up super easy in your mortar and pestle. It's amazing. Okay. Oh, I didn't make too big of a mess. It smells really good. Believe it or not, all of these working together are just amazing, okay? So frankincense and copal actually help to draw in spirit, so that's why you want to use that. And it's also the binder that we're going to use for our incense, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this. First thing we want to do is we want to bless it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I empower this copal to help call in my ancestors when I'm ready. When I call them in, I am empowering this copal to help bring them in, to help draw them to the energy, to the space that I'm using at that time. The next thing that we're going to add is you can either use sandalwood or cedar, and today I'm going to be using cedar. As soon as I find it here. So here's what cedar looks like in its whole, and I use whole dried herbs. I don't know that I would use oils because of course oils are going to keep your incense wet, and this is a dry loose incense. So here is what the cedar looks like once it's all ground up. So again, I saved some time with this and did it in advance. I don't have measurements for this. I follow my intuition when it comes to making my incense, and also the way it looks, the way it smells. You ask spirit to kind of guide you with this because that's really what it's all about, okay? So I bless this cedar in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I ask you to bring in the spirits, as we call them. I also ask you to help create sacred space. And you're going to enchant this for as long as you feel like you need to, okay, as long as it's necessary. So we're going to add our cedar to our copal. Oh, this smells so good, I can't even stand it. The next thing that we're going to add is star anise. And star anise is used for its protection, and it brings luck. So I could have picked a better specimen, but that's what star anise looks like. And it has the fragrance of like maybe a black licorice is what it kind of smells like. So this is what it looks like when it's all ground up. It's a little bit red. It's absolutely beautiful. And it smells so good. And I bless this star anise in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I activate this star anise to help bring protection to us during our workings. I ask you to bring us luck as we are trying to manifest and bring our ancestors to us. The next thing that we're going to add is rosemary. Rosemary is used for healing, for its healing and its love properties as well as its protection properties. So rosemary, you know, as a cooking herb, of course, but it has a lot of magical properties. I grow rosemary. Rosemary is said to bring peace and prosperity and luck to your home if you have it planted by your front door, either in a pot or whatever. Okay, and once again, I have already ground this up in advance to save time here on the video. That's what it looks like, ground up. It smells amazing. So we're just going to add some rosemary to our incense here. I bless this rosemary in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I activate you for your protective and love properties. I ask you, when it's time by the user, that this rosemary become part of the incense that will help bring our ancestors to us. Next, we're going to add mugwort. Now, mugwort is a very interesting herb. It's a plant. Here's what mugwort looks like. Okay. Mugwort helps to heighten your psychic abilities. Okay. It allows you to, or helps you to access information that you need. So it's really used. This is one of those that I said I was kind of going to protect my crown chakra, my third eye, by veiling today, because this is a very strong herb. Okay, and again, it does help heighten your psychic abilities and prepares you to get information. Okay, and I bless this mugwort in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and I empower you to help open up my psychic abilities when it's time to use this incense in order to call on my ancestors and bring them forth to answer questions and to help guide me. So we're going to add some mugwort to our incense here. Okay. The next thing we're going to add is some juniper. Now, juniper is a berry. You can also use the leaves, but let me see if I can show you what one of the little berries look like. So these are juniper berries. And this is what it looks like ground up. Kind of puts you in mind of tobacco a little bit, you know. And again, this smells so good. I can't even tell you how good this smells. Juniper berries are used for cleansing and protection, and it's also been used in the past during burial rites. So it has strong properties with spirit. So we're going to mix some of those in. And we bless this juniper berry in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I ask you when it's time, I empower you to help us to bring and call in our ancestors. I ask you to cleanse the area and protect us, and to help us reach the spiritual people who we call on when we use this incense. Next, we're going to add some pine, and I use pine needles in mine. So this is what the pine needles look like. I hope these are coming out okay. So these are what the pine needles look like. And again, I have ground them up in my mortar and pestle. So this is what they look like. This is how I do them. Now, you don't have to do yours as fine as I do. I just like it finer so that as I burn my incense, it burns in smoke and doesn't flame up as much, okay? So we're going to add this pine to our incense. I bless this pine in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I empower you when it's time to use this incense to help protect us, to help cleanse our area. I ask you to only bring in the positive energies who can assist us in our life and in our time. Just a little side note, pine is also used during exorcisms, so it also has a very strong connection with spirit and with guides. So it's not something that you use lightly, okay? None of these herbs really are, all right? The last one that I'm going to add here is marigold, and marigold has psychic properties. Okay, I used the flower, but I did use a few seeds here, just because I wanted to also be growing my psychic abilities as I'm using this incense. Yes, it's mainly to use for Samhain to call on my spirit energies, and then of course after Samhain too, to help call on those spirit energies. But I also want to grow. So because of these psychic properties that the marigold flower has, I included a few seeds there. Okay. Now you'll notice here that I did not break them up, cut them up, or anything like that. I just did not feel that's what I needed to do for this incense, so I didn't. So we're going to add, since this is the only one, I'll bless it in the bowl. I bless these marigolds in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I empower you to bring on the psychic abilities that I am seeking. I ask you to help bring on the messages that I have, that I need to receive from my ancestors. And I ask you to help me grow in my psychic abilities as I use this incense that contains these marigolds. So we're going to add some. 1, 2, 3 pinches. Okay. I like to use my hands. I like to get my energy in. And as I stir these together, they become one powerful mixture. And one last blessing. I bless these incense in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I activate these incense as these spices and herbs work together to bring in my ancestors and the energies and spirits that I call upon when using this incense, to help guide me, to bring me enlightenment, and to help show me the path that I should be on. I ask this in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I am going to add some incense ash here as we cleanse. I'm going to cleanse my vessel that I'm going to store it in. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I am going to put a drop of moon water and a drop of holy water in my vessel before I add my incense to it. Now, I'm not putting a lot in because I do not want my incense wet, but I am going to add a drop and then smear it around. That was more than a drop, but that's okay. I'm adding holy water for protection. And then we're going to just cleanse our bowl, our storage vessel. And it's none dripping out, so we should be good to go. So I want to show you what the incense looks like before I close. So I'm going to use a spoon here because it'll be a little bit easier for me to tilt. So this is our Samhain incense. I hope you try it. If you don't want to make it yourself, of course it will be available at Magic in the Works. Box that you can get it separately, or like I said, I will have the kits for Samhain that will help you to call in your spirit guides, your spirits, your ancestors, and I'm just really looking forward to it. As the veil starts thinning more and more, this is really going to be an awesome Samhain. Love, light, and blessings to you all, and I will see you on the next one. Blessed be.